I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Oh, look what I forgot to turn off. There we go. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, all 9 of you. You're the secret 9 crew. I don't know where everybody's at. Well, I'm going to turn this shit off. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's slow going, I see. Oh, now we're down to 7. I ran you off. Hey, welcome. Let me see here. Let's get this shared to the places we need to be. Make sure I got everything up here running. Everything seems good. Looks like... Oh, I know what I forgot. Here, let me do this. Click. There we go. We should start getting better there. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wait here for some of you to join us. Some of your fellow people to join us. Until then, we'll go ahead and say hello to Catherine and Alva. And for the 9 of you that are here, please, it's very important, since there are only 9 of you, to definitely click that like button. Surely the 9 of you are here are definitely probably subscribed already, so we won't worry about that. And Catherine and Alva seem to be the only 2 that are talking currently, so that's fine. Looks like we got some people walking in. So share the show with everybody. You know, hey, this is going to be a very Muncie-centric episode. We're going to be talking about some record requests that I received Thursday night. For those of you that were here Thursday, you will recall that I said that we had some records that I wanted to go through Thursday evening. And what we did was, instead of going through those records Thursday, Kate was under the weather, and they had announced that they were Trump was releasing the Kennedy files. So we went through that instead. And now I was going to go through the Dustin files on Saturday, but I got to thinking, you know, a lot of people forget that I say I'm going to do a Saturday show and everything. So we just didn't do that. We stayed on track. I already had episode 377 marked down and everything for Sunday. So we just said, screw it. Let's stay here. So we are here. It's Sunday. Hello. Hello. Hello all. So I really want to give a few more people a chance to jump in here before we dive into the files. And I want to say this before we get started. So this is the first time, and I got to give a big shout out to Craig Wright. I don't know why he did it. this is the first time in 4 or 5 years that I have requested something from the Ride Now administration in the city of Muncie, Indiana, and I actually got more than what I requested, and it turned out to better what I wanted. It's actually better what they did. They actually sent me more than what I requested, and look at that. It worked out in our favor, actually. So I'm thrilled about that. I think that's fantastic, and I'm glad that they did that. It generally does not work out that way. Normally, it's like pulling teeth to get, even what I've actually requested. And so what I initially requested from the Ride Now administration was all of the invoices that Dustin Clark had submitted to the City of Muncie since he has went into this new quote-unquote contract-only role. So basically what I was looking for, honestly, was probably 2 invoices. I thought they were going to send me 2, maybe 3 invoices at most. I really thought that we were only looking at about a month or 2-month period. And so that's what I was looking for. Now, I got a little upset with them because I felt like, man, you guys just got these invoices in. They're not buried. I'm requesting invoices for 2 months. They should be on the corner of somebody's desk. Get them copied and get them to me. And so I actually had to send several things to several emails, follow-up emails to Amber Green, the communications director, to Craig Wright. And it took quite some time to get these. And when I got them, I received 26 pieces of paper. I received 26 records, basically. They weren't like one record was multiple pages. Each individual sheet of paper was its own record, was its own document. So I received 26 different invoices, basically. Let's check. I received 25 invoices and 1 copy of a check. And so that completed my request and then some. Basically, what Craig gave me was every invoice that Dustin has ever turned in. So that's what we're going to go through tonight. Now, I've got Rex Harold down here asking me about the dreaded House Bill 1186. I talked about 1186 last week at the edge, at the end of a show. I don't remember which episode I did. It was a brief little synopsis. It's now taking off. It's turning into a big thing. And I don't foresee this going through. Every year, some jackass, either in the state house, the state representative side, or the state senate, some jackass, sometimes a couple of them, put forward these bills that are doing what they can to hurt law enforcement in a way that does not make sense. And what they're attempting to do with Bill 1186 doesn't make sense. Listen, if you want to put forward a bill that says they need more training, if you want to put forward a bill that says they need to focus monthly on the Constitution, yeah, if you want to, I'm not against sturdying up the rules and regulation for law enforcement to try to keep them in check. I'm not against that. But this House Bill 1186 is completely asinine. It is not good for law enforcement. It is not good for the public. Here's the issue. This is what people don't realize. The majority of people in the state of Indiana live in rural areas. They live in the middle of nowhere. They live in small towns. They live in counties where there are, 2 sheriff's deputies on. They live in counties where there are only 15 sheriff's deputies full-time on the department, or less, 10, 8, and so they really have to count on a couple of things. They have to count on mutual aid between small towns and the county, or small towns and the little city or town, the town square, the county seat, or they have to, small counties have to, rely on the help of reserves. And listen, with reserves, there's nothing wrong with shoring stuff up and making sure that you don't have a bunch of jokers out here running around just getting a badge in their pocket so they can, chase tail or, pick up, get free stuff. I get it. I understand. But what House Bill 1186 is looking at doing is not good for anybody. We will look at that further in detail here. Let me see if I can look into it tomorrow a little bit more and talk to some people, and we'll try to do something with it on tomorrow night, Rex, because it is important. I had someone bring it to my attention last week. And the problem is, it just seems like the state representatives and state senators are, so many of the bills that they've put forward this year, there are so many that is just trash. It's just absolute pure trash. We could do nothing with that. Yeah, I tell you what, Rex, matter of fact, do me a favor, if you would. If you're interested, I would like to, talk to you, chat with you or whatever. I would definitely be into talking to you and hearing what your thoughts are. If you would give me a call tomorrow, like you and I could just shoot the shit, kind of talk off record, just you and I talk or whatever. I would like to hear from you and hear your thoughts and see what you're saying or whatever. But if you could give me a call, I would love to hear from you and hear what you got to say. So if you could help with that, I would love to do that. I'll shoot you a message, and maybe we can shoot each other a phone call tomorrow or whatever, because there's a couple people that I've been talking to, and yeah, Scott's aware. It'll be interesting to see. Scott's aware. I would be interested to know what he's actually going to do. I would be interested in that. Yeah, give me a call. I'll shoot you a message, and I'd like to hear what you've got to say, because I've talked to a couple of other people, and again, no one that I've talked to is like, yeah, we need this. 1186 is wonderful. It's great. So, yeah, I would definitely be willing to talk and see what we can do. Let's see. Fox 59 looks like several police departments in Indiana have raised concerns about House Bill 1186, which could limit the authority of some law enforcement officers in the state. And I've heard, I don't know how true this is, I have heard that there is going to be an amendment added this week to the bill, to where it will, quote unquote, only affect part-time or reserve police officers. And everyone's like, well, that's better. No, it is not better. Again, there is a large percentage of the state of Indiana. Not everybody lives in Muncie or Anderson or Indianapolis or even Delaware County, for that fact. I mean, listen, I'll tell you the craziest story of all time. And I talked about this a couple of shows ago, like during Perception is Reality. I don't know exactly when I talked about this. I was in Winchester. It was after I moved back to Muncie, and I had been in Winchester during the evening, and I was there late. I was there. I don't know what I was doing exactly, but I was there till like midnight, 1:00. And I was coming back to Muncie, and I was out in the county taking it was in the summer. I had the windows down. It was a nice night, and I was just driving, listening to the radio. And I come up, for those that are familiar in the area, I'm back behind Monroe Central, and I come up on 1000. I'm coming up to State Road 32, and I'm turning left on 32 to go through Parker and to go through Selma. And as I'm rolling up, I see a car on the side of the road, and it has its windows down, and I see somebody standing out of the car. And this person, I pull up to the stop sign, and I just sit there for a second, and I can see that it is a woman standing outside of the car. And I can hear that a man and a woman are having a loud conversation, like an argument. And he is trying to convince her to get back into the car, or to get into the car. I don't know that she'd been in the car. He's, at least from what I heard, he's trying to convince her to get into the car. She's saying no, and she keeps walking away, and he keeps driving up to her, and she's walking, and he drives, and she walks, and he drives. Eventually, I see him reach over, and he undoes his door, pushes it open, and he's actually crawled through and is attempting to drag her into the car. And she's screaming and carrying on. And I'm like, man, I'm like trying to decide if I'm getting ready to engage here or not. And so I call 911. I'm in Randolph County. I'm just real close to the line, Delaware County line, but I call Randolph County, and I'm like, hey, I'm watching that. To me, this looks like an attempted abduction. And so I call 911, and they're like, we'll send deputies out there as soon as possible. Well, so I drive past, and I drive down a little ways, and I turn into a driveway, and I spin around, and I'm just like, I'm going to keep watching. And, if he gets her in the car, then, I'm going to I'll follow them, and I would decide what I would do at that point, I guess. But she's holding her own, and she's still keeping outside of his grasp. And he pulls way ahead of her a couple times, and then he gets out, and he's like, when he does that, she turns the other way, and then he gets back in the car, and he backs up. And so it's this kind of cat and mouse game. And I sat there for like 45 minutes. I called 911 like 3 different times. I'm like, what is happening? And they had one deputy on for the entire county at that point, because one deputy was tied up at the hospital. And I think at that time they had like somebody from Union City was on, and maybe somebody from Lynn was on. And the deputy that they had was all the way down dealing with a car accident in down by LaSantville. And I'm thinking, get on the phone and send somebody from Delaware County over here. like this. Oh yeah, I look, I had all the information on the car and everything like that. I had all that information. I'm just saying the point is, so much of Indiana is in that situation. They're not living in big areas where you have 15, 20 people on, cops on at a night, which is when most of your shit happens, what people think's in their mind. So this bill is very detrimental to people getting help when they need it. So yeah, we'll talk about this in more detail. We'll look at the bill, we'll read it, we'll listen to everybody. So all right, folks. So yeah, we're going to be tonight looking at something really, really crazy. So it's no secret that I have been very hard on the Ridenhour administration over whatever weirdness that they have going on with Dustin Clark. Okay. Dustin Clark went from being a full-time department head who thought he wasn't getting enough money. So they then made him no longer a salaried employee. They shoehorned him into some kind of working foreman position so he could get overtime. They also, Ridenhour made him a contract employee. And it's just absolutely ridiculous what they have going on with Dustin. It's really nuts. Dan has this thing where he wants to make everybody apparently a contract employee. I don't truly understand his desire for that, and it really puts him and his administration in a really weird situation, because contract employees shouldn't be disciplining the full-time people. It's just really, 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 really strange. And it's not good for the city of Muncie. It's not good for their employees. It's not good for those people that are in the union. It's not good for anybody, really. It's not good for the people that are the contract employees. And furthermore, Dustin is one of these people that has been nothing but a drag on Ridenhour. And what I don't get, and what apparently he doesn't get, is that he continues to do whatever he can, bending over backwards for this man, and it's pissing off other people in his administration. I mean, listen, I can tell you one of the main reasons that Steve Selvey left the building commissioner's office and quit doing that job was because he just got tired of Dan's bullshit. He just got tired of all the nonsense and the monkey business that just went on with Dustin doing this, and not, them not having an answer for this, and, being so, rather they're reactive rather than proactive. And I can understand. He just was like, I don't need this. Now, it's strange that he then immediately turns around and takes the position on the Muncie Sanitary District Board, but that only meets, twice a month, and it's not nearly as big of a commitment as being a department head in the building commissioner's office. So, it is what it is, but Dan is in a really weird spot with his people. He has the people that are complete, total sycophants, like the Wegleys and Craig and people like that. And then he has the people who are, I think, just realize it's just a job, and they're there just to do the job, and it's a paycheck. And so they're not so much of like bending over backwards to kiss Dan's ass. One person that is literally doing cartwheels and somersaults and backflips to kiss Dan's ass is Dustin Clark. And of course, Dustin Clark is the person that we're talking about. There's been a whole bunch of weird things that go on with Dustin. This is the 377th episode. The name of this episode is Stacking Dollars Dustin. Here's the thumbnail that I put up, Stacking Dollars Dustin. And it's, it's definitely, when you guys see these, right, Alva? When you guys see these invoices, you're going to fall over backwards. Stumblefoot. Yeah, we don't even know the services Dustin is supplying the city with. And when you see these invoices, we're still not going to. Dustin's literally getting paid $6,000 here and $6,000 here and $4,500 here. And on the invoices, which it's like everybody in government talks, they're filled with a bunch of words that don't mean anything. We're still not going to understand. Danny, listen, like at one point that was like a hee ha ha, like whatever. I'll put it to you this way. There are legitimate actual people asking that exact same statement, the question that you just asked. Like, what's the deal? Is he an illegitimate son? Is he more than friends? What's the deal with this? Because this relationship and what Dan is willing to do to make sure that Dustin is taken care of just simply does not make sense, because nobody else. I'm not seeing Dan do this for anybody else, and I don't know anybody else that would do this for anybody else. So let's just go ahead and get into it and take a look here at these invoices. Now, I originally started taking pictures of these and trying to keep them in order. And the thing is, the way that it loaded into the drive, it did not put them in order for whatever reason. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Alva, that is one of the biggest mysteries. One of the biggest mysteries. And yeah. You know what I need to do? I need to just send I can't remember if that was a name or if Lover One had like an email address after. If it was like lover1@gmail.com. If it is, I need to correspond with it and see if I can open up a correspondence with it. Hello there, Brenda. So how can you keep disorder in? Right. All right. So, what I'm going to do is it doesn't matter the order of these invoices. Here's the thing. There are 26 of them. There are 26 sheets of paper we're getting ready to look at. And the only thing that matters is we're going to look at all 26, and they might be in a little order. They might be out of order. It doesn't really matter what order they are in. I will, when the date matters, I will tell you, and you'll see, you'll know the dates on these. So it won't be anything big. So let me check that down here real quick. Let me pull this up before we do that. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the very first document that was on the pile, and the first thing that I requested was a copy of Dustin's check. I requested a copy of Dustin's check on that he most recently was paid in December. Okay. And so I'm going to blow this up here so you guys can see it. Okay. Yeah, right, Alva? Yeah. Like, throw away everything else. Lover one, because we know that Mrs. Ridenauer, Sherry Ridenauer was in those emails, and she was in those emails as Sherry Ridenauer. So she wasn't lover one. So yeah, that's a weird thing. Okay. So first up, here's a 7,400 and if anybody wants to keep track of this, you're I guess I can do that as I'm going through talking. Let me pull up my calculator here. 7,474.50. Okay. This was the check that was just paid to Dustin on December 27th, 2024. Okay. And we see now, here's the deal. Remember, listen, Dustin's name is not in the paperwork. Michelle is the registered owner of the business and all of that stuff. It's really strange how they did this. But the money didn't go to Michelle. It was paid to Dustin L. Clark. $7,474.50. Okay. Obviously, the other side of the check, Dustin endorsed it, and that signature looks like the signatures that he put on all of the Greenlight resources documents. So it's not like it's obviously him in all aspects. Okay.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
That contract he signed that is doing business as, I think it should be getting written out to the company.
I know it, right?
I don't understand this.
So you're the kind of the expert in the taxes angle of this. So with it being doing business as, how would the taxes be? That would mean that how would that be taken care of? The city of Muncie should be sending.
Well, the company should be getting it, and then the company pays their employees.
Yeah, right. So it would be very similar to my dad's company doing
work
Muncie Tent Awning, doing work for the city of Muncie, and they wouldn't write Dwayne Bilbrey a check. They would write Muncie Tent Awning a check, and then my dad would pay his employees. Yeah, Michelle Owen, not Owens, no S, just Michelle Owen.
So it just seems strange to me that he went all that trouble to have the company, and the contract says him doing business as. So it just seems like it should be being made out to the company.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And for anyone out there that for anybody out there that wants to know, let me pull this up here. What did you say?
No, my son is playing a video game. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. For anyone that wants to know, let me see, Clark's contract and other. What is this? Okay. So, let me get this pulled up here. Let me go back here and show you this. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you this just to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Okay. So let me do this. Okay, remember, here's the contract. The contract is Dustin doesn't have to operate under business law since he doesn't have a company. So, okay. This agreement made and entered into this 30th day of October, which is a lie. Okay, let's make sure that we say this out here really quick for everybody listening, and specifically for Dustin and Dan and everybody at City Hall. That document was not signed on October 30th. Then he says, okay, so if he's doing this and getting paid as a business, then the City of Muncie is supplying a business with an office for free. Well, okay, so in the contract, it says that in this contract that they will provide this person with an office when needed. Da 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 da. It should be the company who receives the payment. Definitely working this and her way into tax fraud situation. It's going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening there. So, yeah, this is Dustin Clark doing business as Hoosier Municipal Operation. And that's so strange. And then, of course, when you look all of that up, of course, through the Indiana Secretary of State's website, which it's easy for anyone to look that up, it is he's nowhere on any of that documentation. And let me go look here. I'm interested because let's see, what episode was that? Okay, so the episode where we last talked about Dustin's contract was episode 353. So what's interesting to me is in this time period, has anything changed? Have they said, oh shit, we better get ourselves in compliance here? Okay. Oh, no, look. All right, I can still show you guys right here. Here is the Indiana Secretary of State's website. Here is Hoosier Municipal Operations, LLC. Okay, we scroll over, and it's given... Oh, wait till you guys see this, too. Yeah. So it's given the South Hoyt address, and registered agent is Michelle Owen. Okay. So we click on this. Oh, wait. Was Dustin Clark on there? He was not. Keep
going down. Look at the filing.
Yeah.
Go down. Filing history. Is there an amendment?
Yep. Articles of Amendment.
Yep.
1-7. So let me tell you, this is so interesting. These people are so dirty. I don't think this saves them, does it? Because all of this stuff happened after they filed the amendment after?
Well, they didn't need to do this anyway. He could be an employee of that company.
Sure. They just need to
And
pay
then
the company, not him.
Then the company pays him. So it doesn't matter. But the check should still be going to the company. Even if he's a member and signing the check, it doesn't matter. It should still be going to the company. And then the company pays him.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Look at this. Okay. So hold on here. This is funny.
It just seems like this really ass backwards kind of way of trying to hide.
Right. Why not?
But it doesn't make any sense, because the city, if it's going to make the checks out to Dustin, then Dustin personally gets a 1099K.
Yeah.
Or not 1099K, a 1099 NEC.
Yeah.
So
why not do it the right damn way? Like, why? It's so much.
As I say, it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to figure out how this benefits them, as far as hiding money, or, it seems like a whole lot of hoopla for no benefit at all.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. It just makes them look bad. That's the thing. It, like, why not just do the right thing the first time? Like, maybe that could be, that might be good, but it just seems like they don't. It's so crazy that they do things this way. When
people, everybody in the comments is asking about, did the company supply copies of insurance tax information? They probably would have had to, but that's not something that I think is subject to public record requests, because it's like W-4s and W-9s. There's too much personal information in those. You're not supposed to be able to see those. That's from what I understand. Am I mistaken there, Christopher?
Say, because I'm off screen. Say what it was again.
Okay, so people are asking about the company providing the city with insurance and copies of their tax information, like the EIN and things like that.
I would not think that stuff would be. Yeah, I would not think that
would fall into like the W-2s and W-4s. W-9, so I don't think that would be anything that you'd be able to see. They should have, if they're doing this properly, they should have. It may be that the check was written to Dustin personally, because they hadn't filed those papers yet.
Yeah.
But I guess we would need to see what happens from this point on. I would imagine that within 30 days, they should have been able to provide that to the city.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
And if not, then that's a problem. It depends. Are taxes public information? Taxes for nonprofits are public information. Private corporations, even publicly sold, like companies have stocks and stuff like that. You can see like their earnings and their things like that. But as far as like line item budgeting and things, that's not stuff you're going to be able to see.
Yeah.
So kind of yes and kind of no.
And no, I would not believe that this guy would be bonded in any way. I don't believe they barely do that with the people that they need to do that with.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. And while you were doing that, that allowed me to pull up. So this is the episode. This is from the episode I did. This is episode 354, and this aired originally on December 20th, 2024. Now I want you to look at this. This is when we were looking at this document back on December 20th, 2024. Okay, this is the day, if you remember, they hadn't actually went through and got the name yet through the Indiana. They hadn't registered the name, and I was going to do it, but I was a couple of hours late. And so we were looking at all of this, and if you look, now look here, all right, it's all of this, name and principal, office, article, registered office and address. Okay, let's look down at this a little bit further. Okay. Okay, right here, we can see where his name's clearly not on it. So, Kate, that was right, obviously. We can see that they've amended it. His name wasn't on it. And here, okay, now this is interesting. This is interesting. Kate, governing person information, title member, name Michelle Owen, address, and they list the streeter address, which is their current address. Management information. The LLC will be managed by managers. No. The LLC is a single member LLC. Yes. Now, let's go look at the paperwork that they just amended on the 7th of this month. Okay. And here is the paperwork that was amended they sent in on the 7th of this month. Okay. Now, look here. It's just so stupid to me. Domestic limited liability company, Hoosier Municipal Operations, the South Hoyt Street address, which this is the reason I always say the South Hoyt Street address. That was the address that was originally given for Greenlight Resources. Now it's being given for this, it's that building that we have people checking on. Okay, and this was effective on 1/7/2025. And a date of adoption was 1/7/2025. Member Michelle Owen, and she's listing her address as 4412 East Streeter. And then now they've added this new member, Dustin Clark, and he lives with her, obviously. And now look at this. Will the LLC be managed by managers? The answer is still no. Is this LLC a single member LLC? No. So what they've done is they watched the program, literally watched this program, and listened to our criticism of what they were doing, and they changed shit. Like, what? Thank God for the political spotlight, right? It bothers me because it almost makes me feel like I should just stop releasing information and then screwing these people over legally by getting them in trouble and doing all of this. Like, this is really a catch-22. Should I be transparent and come forth with all this so they're able to do all of this weirdness? Or should I just rather bang them with it? And, that's always the thing. Yeah, this is amended. Yeah, Karen. That we showed where the document says that it's articles of amendment. You can see that here. Right there. It's right here. Yeah, because this was initially filed on December 20th, which is when that was on December 20th when they initially did that. They did it like a couple of hours before I was trying to. And so that's what happened there. But yeah, then they amended this on the 7th. And so it's just like, why, why? So all that lets me know is they know they are in the wrong. When I say things on the show, I know they're in the wrong.
Well, okay. So in this case now, I'd be interested to know what each one of them owns, what percentage each one of them owns of the company.
How would we figure that out?
And they would file that.
They would file that where?
In the amendment and stuff like that. Part of their paperwork, but I don't know that that would be public information necessarily. I'd be interested to know that, but this makes it the taxes. Assuming this is honest, okay?
Okay.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
This is an honest business, okay? So he wasn't available, whatever reason. It finally got him added as a member like he was supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay. So now when they do the taxes, his income goes on his personal taxes. Her income from the business goes on her personal taxes. Makes it nice and simple. Whereas before it would have been the company got the money and then the company paid him and he'd have to get a W-2 from the company and all that hoopla. Okay.
Okay.
So this makes taxes easier. I said I'd be interested to know who owns what percentage of the company just because I'm nosy.
Well, yeah, right.
But, that's.
But again, why is the company? Well, wait till you see how the company submits invoices, because the company's not submitting invoices.
What?
The company's not submitting invoices.
Then who's submitting invoices?
Dustin Clark is.
But he's doing business as a company.
Right. So okay, coming back to this. All right, so look at this. All right, so coming back here.
Okay.
Now, let's see here. Let me back out of this. All right. Let's go to the next paperwork. All right. So this was 7.
Well, the form 8832 wouldn't be something we can look up, I don't think.
Who said that?
For who owns what? The missing form.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So here is, let me see if I can get rid of that thing at the top. Whoops, did I get rid of it? I sure did. Got rid of the whole thing. Okay, can you see? It's probably hard to tell, but can you see this?
It says Dustin Clark.
Okay, it's very light, but I just wanted to make sure that you could see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that says Dustin Clark.
And it's invoice 1001, which means that's his very first invoice, because most people don't like starting out with 0001.
Look how frequently they use this invoice number or shit like it. All right, so this is billing period July 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2024. So this is to
be fair, that would have to be under Dustin Clark because
it was before the company.
Correct. And before the contract even.
And before the contract. And so look at what
Technically,
he was
this would
doing
probably be under Greenlight Resources, actually, because that's who had the contract with the city, not Dustin.
at that time. Yeah. Well,
Correct.
yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how that works out.
Yeah, right.
As far as the controller goes.
Yeah, it's so strange. And look. So 7-Eleven, he clocked in at 3:30 p.m. and he clocked out at 5. Rate 150, 1.5 hours, total $225.
Man, I'd like to make $600 before lunch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right, man. I mean, are you for real? Like 7, 12, 8 to 12, 600, 7, 13, 8 to 12, 600. All right, now come down here. All right. So on 7-Eleven, he worked on ITPT, project overview and coordination. What does that mean? That means nothing to anybody. Then he worked on EPA, project review and update training coordination. Voucher finalists. This is EECBG. UCFIRA. Vortex.
Okay, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
What's the EECGB?
Mm-hmm.
So the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. What else?
UCFIRA. UCFIRA.
USDA Forest Service Urban and Community Forestry Administration.
Okay. Vortex.
So this
Document
is the trees.
Okay.
Vortex?
Yep.
Vortex what?
Vortex. That's it.
No clue.
Okay.
Nothing comes up. I've typed in Vortex grant. Nothing comes up. Unless they bought an internal oil boiler from the UK. Okay.
BBF.
Bravo Victor Foxtrot?
No. Boy Frank.
Boy Frank. Business Brokers of Florida comes up. Best Boyfriend. That one would make sense.
That makes sense. Information gathering and year-end review. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Oh my God. Military and government. Best Bones Forever. This is in finance. Okay.
That works too.
Finance.
So, I mean,
I don't know.
This is very generic. Should not be good enough. This is nuts. I mean, not for what we're getting ready to see. Okay, so this was July of 2024. All right, we click to the next one. Here's August of 2024. Now look at this. Look at this one from August of 2024. Keep in mind, right now we're signing off on all of this. Okay, so here he originally wrote a total of $3,702, but then they X'd out. Well, I don't understand why they X'd out 88. From 3:04 p.m. to 4:04 p.m. That are you for real? Get out of here. $3,552. Okay. Now this is Till Pond. Nothing's happened with Till Pond. Like, what the hell, what's going on with that? And then we've got EV grant eligibility review. The one that they marked off is that forestry thing, additional revisions, but for some reason he doesn't get paid for that. Civil rights compliance interview. EECBG training. post-grant report, like, how do we know? I'm sorry, but I don't trust him. I don't trust any of this. And what's weird is this was signed off on. You see when it was signed off on? 12/20.
This year?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a $7,000 one the following week? 12/27?
Yeah.
So he had $11,000.
We're not done yet. Oh no,
we got
a
paid
lot.
in December.
No, look, yeah. Look, because the last one was signed off on 12/20.
Okay.
Look here. This one for $2,437 was signed off a 12/20. Okay, that's the first one. So 12/20. Okay, here's a new one. This is September 24. This was also signed off on 12/20. This is $1,485.
So he got another $15,000 to $20,000 December check.
Here's October, signed off on 12/23 for $2,845. Okay, we're not done yet. Here's 11. Here's 11/01. Here's $864.
When was the July one signed off on?
Let's go back and look.
I'm sorry.
No.
It just occurred to me.
Well, the one in August was signed off on in 12/20, and the one in July was signed off in 12/20. So
he kept working. Dan had him keep working and told him, once we have your contract, we'll do.
That's exactly right. That's not
dirty at all.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all. So
you just keep doing this, and once we get past and up and over the hump, then we'll go ahead and we'll just get you a new contract, and you can just submit everything then.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, he's collecting paychecks from the city as Prairie Creek.
Right.
So it's not like he's, sucking.
Yeah, right.
Rachel,
I mean,
goes way beyond double dipping.
Yeah, it's not like double. It's not like double dipping in the. Yeah, it is, but it's. I mean, that's what the State Board of Accounts said when they told them to knock this off in 2023.
Yeah.
But we're not anywhere close to being done. Like, we've only went through a couple documents. Okay, so let's look at. Okay, so okay, so let me get back to where. All right, so now, okay, so this one is October, signed off on 12/23. This one was November, signed off on 12/23. Okay, here we go. Now,
Rachel's got a good point here. Ghost employment. He's supposed to be a full-time employee for the City of Muncie, working from when? What hours are you supposed to be at work?
8 to 4, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 9 to 5.
He is at this point not a contract employee, supposedly.
Yeah.
And he's got his hours logged when he's supposed to be at work.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the Prairie Creek.
Yeah, I'd like to know if during these times, if he's getting paid for Prairie Creek. I guess that'll be the next record request, is to go back and find out if during.
Nice catch, Rachel.
Yeah, that's really good. I'll go back and request to see if he was getting paid during
Yeah,
these
it's really
times.
sad a guy named Dustin can get a great contract, but Ask Me
Yeah.
sits without a future.
Right? That's really good, Stumblefoot. Yeah. So now this, we go back in time here. This starts us way, way back in time. This
Just
is...
Tell me you have a grand total for all the shit. At
I
the
do
end of
not.
all this.
I don't yet.
Oh God.
I haven't done all that yet. So this takes us all the way back to like the beginning of all this madness. This is January 23rd of 2020. So this is one of the first invoices that he did for the city of Muncie. This is, I mean, listen, this is Dan's first month. They've literally been doing this since yeah, I've looked into that, and the floating docks was well after this. Look, this was the very first month these people were in office. This started long before the floating docks. This document that we're looking at right here was the very first invoice that Dustin Clark gave to the city of Muncie on January 23rd, 2020. He was still using his address in Plainfield at the time. And he says the description is provide general administration, management, grant writing, and other consulting services to the city and all departments of the city as needed and directed by the mayor of Muncie. And his quantity is 0.0833, and his amount is $4,581.50. And Dan signed off on this, on 1/28/20. Yeah, hey, let's just pay him. That sounds normal. Okay, here's 3/26/20. Quantity 4,581.50. The same shit in the description. Okay, next. Here's April 30th. Same shit. Different invoice. Okay, here is 11/16/20. Here's for $6,000. Okay. Here's 2/22/2021, and this is for January and February, $4,000. Here's April, and this is for March and April. This is $4,000. Here's June 2021, and this is for May and June. 4,000. Here's July 2021, and this is for $179. Special project printing, Staples Connect, document, customer order, and because he got paid $179 for that. Here's October 2021, and this is for July, August, September. $6,000. Here's December 2021, and this is for October, November, and December. $6,000. Here's April 11th, 2022. $2,500. Now the invoices change here a little bit, but here is June of 2022, 7,500. September 2022, 7,500. November 30th of 2022, 2,500. December 9th of 2022, 2,500. Here is March 13th of 2023, 7,500. May of 2023, 7,500. And that's where we are. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Keep
so
in mind,
explain this for Rachel.
back then, was he a contract employee? Back then, he was a contract employee. He started as a contract employee and then got hired city worker. Then back to contract employee. No. He was first appointed as the Prairie Creek supervisor as a departmental head, a mayoral appointment to the department head for Prairie Creek. And after and at the same time that happened, Dan said that he was also going to use him contractually to write grants. So from his very first day, from his very first presentation to the people, he was doing two roles as one person. And that was as early as January of 2020. He was Prairie Creek working foreman because he was initially named as the supervisor, but he couldn't get overtime. So they pulled him down and they made him a working foreman so he could get overtime. But he was the supervisor of Prairie Creek. And at that same time, he was a contract employee getting paid to do grants and whatever Right Now told him to do. Then in 2023, the State Board of Accounts told them, you guys cannot be doing this. You cannot do this. Listen, I promise you, you may have met him in the capacity of a contract employee, but he was the Prairie Creek supervisor almost instantly. This all happened at the same time. You may have very well met him as contract employee Dan Ridenauer, right-hand man Dustin Clark. You may have met him as that person, but he was the Prairie Creek supervisor. He was doing the role of both. And when the council asked him at the time, like they questioned him, and he was like, "Oh, we're going to keep track of all of this." The state board of accounts came out and did a report and slapped their hands for this, and said he cannot be doing this. You have him doing the role of two positions, and they're like, he cannot be doing this. He's not keeping track of when he's doing what. We don't know what's happening. And so what happened was he was supposed to stop that. That's when they came up with this convoluted green light resources bullshit. And he started doing that. And then, like, what's funny is every time Dan's been told not to do something with Dustin, or they shouldn't be doing it, they're like, okay. And instantly they find some other way around it. I remember that. In when that happened in Newcastle. Let me see here.
Yeah, so they came up with the green light resources.
Mm-hmm.
His name's not anywhere on that.
Mm-hmm. But he was getting the money and signing the checks.
Yeah, but he was getting the money and signing the checks. And then the mayor decided that he wanted to make him a full-time contract employee. And so now he has a new contract again. And this one he's making potentially, what did we come up with? Almost $400,000 a year?
Yeah, something like that.
So this is contract number 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And less legitimate. It's strange, man. And I can't get, and listen, there are people at City Hall that say, like, we don't like Dustin. We don't like whatever kind of weird hold he has on Dan. We don't think that this is right. But like that, they even voice their frustration. They talk about that, and they let like Dan know that they don't like it, and they let it be known that they don't like Dustin. And it is what it is. It's the same nonsense. Nothing changes. Yeah, right here. Listen, I'm going to read from, this is from the, I'm going to put this up so you guys can see it here. Give me 1 second. Let me put it in. Save. Okay, I want you guys to see this. Okay. So, this is from the State Board of Accounts. State Board of Accounts. Supplemental Compliance Report of Muncie, Indiana, Delaware County, Indiana, January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. And it was filed on September 21st, 2023. And here's all the people that was involved. Although it says Jeff Robinson was like, should have been involved, but Dan never allowed Jeff to be there. Dan instead brought in Aaron Clark, and Jeff Robinson was left out of everything. Here's what this says. In 2021, the mayor contracted with a full-time city employee. So he was a city employee from the very start. It says in 2021, the mayor contract, which in 2020 it was happening. So I don't know if they just didn't look at this then, but they're just saying from 2021, the mayor contracted with a full-time city employee to provide general administration management of Prairie Creek Reservoir, grant writing, aid in the park development, oversees the mayor's initiatives and other consulting services to the city and all departments of the city as needed and directed by the mayor of Muncie. The contract specified the city will provide office space, internet, telephone access as needed, Monday through Friday from 8 to 4, plus an email account and access to computers and copy machines. The contract specified the individual is a contract consultant of the city who is not entitled to any of the city employee benefits, specified a monthly payment of $2,000 per month, and specified for a period of January 1, 2021 through December 2023, with any modifications to be made in writing and signed by all parties. The contract included language regarding duties already being performed as a city employee, did not include a provision for a record of hours worked to be provided, and did not specify the work to be performed outside of the employee's normal working hours, which are 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. The employee's time card shows 8 hours per day worked for the city, but not the actual time hours, and no record of hours worked was provided for the consulting work. As a result, there were insufficient documentation to determine when the individual worked for the city as a consultant. This individual was paid $49,355 as a full-time city employee, which Dustin was, and paid an additional $24,000 as a consultant. In 2022, the consultant payment increased to $2,500 a month with no written amendment provided, and the individual has been paid a minimum of $1,851 per pay plus overtime as a full-time city employee. Okay. And it talks about how this is a problem, this is wrong, should not be happening, yada, yada, yada. And so there you go. And basically what happened is they smacked them on the hands. They sat down with Dan and Dustin and them in like June and July of 2023. July is when Greenlight Resources was created. July, August. So right after they were told, because they were told before the report came out, you're in the wrong, don't be doing this. And Dan's like, okay, well, we won't. So they immediately left that room, and Dustin's like, I'll hop right on it, boss. And he created Greenlight Resources with Morgan Warden, and that thing happened. And it was ridiculous. And so now we see this nonsense with Dustin and Dan. And I'll tell you what's really damning. What's really damning for Dan. I don't care about Dustin. Dustin's just getting his. I mean, if Dan is stupid enough to do this for Dustin, have at it, Dustin. Get you some, brother. If the administration is this, I don't blame Dustin Clark. I don't have a problem with Dustin Clark. I have a problem with Dan Ridenauer. Why in the hell is this okay? The citizens of Muncie should be screaming from the rooftop, get rid of Dustin Clark. Not because Dustin's bad or wrong. He's just out here living the life. I don't even think he's lying. Dustin's not lying. Dustin's just doing the work. It's Dan. It's the mayor that's doing this. It's nuts. I know. Yeah, Stumblefoot. Dan has not done anything the traditional way. He always chooses to do stupid shit. Right? Where do I apply for this job? Listen, I think everybody ought to just tell Dan that we would like to be a contract employee in the way Dustin is a contract employee. You know, Dan has actually told people that he wish Dustin would stay at home. He doesn't want him to come to work. He just wants him to stay at home and turn this stuff in and get paid. He would rather him. That's what I want to do. Dustin trips over himself to go up to City Hall. If he was smart, he'd stay his ass at home, and once a month he'd turn in these invoices. Yep, I worked 7 hours, $7,000 worth of work this month. Here you go, Dan. Sign off. Ching. There you go. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to check into that, Rachel. I don't know.
It is on behalf of rural communities.
So what's that
But
mean?
you have to have the certification. It doesn't say anything about a municipality.
Oh, really?
Really.
Alva, yeah. Right? Dude, it's weird. I can't even comprehend Karen says, "Say again, please." Not get what said. What aspect, Karen? What she was talking about with the rural government? What are you asking, Karen? I'm looking here at something. Give me a second. I'm trying to find. Okay, Kate. So basically, what happened was Rachel here had asked there. I wonder if Dustin is certified. Google search says that you need to have a cert in Indiana to work for a government agency. In this way, and what happened is Kate looked it up. The Office of Community and Rural Affairs is excited to announce in order to write for these grants, because Dustin is technically supposed to be a grant writer, I guess. The thing is, City of Muncie is a city, it's a municipality, and what Rachel was talking about only governs like county governments, county, town, stuff like that. It doesn't govern cities. Basically, if you're going to be there's an organization that works with rural communities that says if you're going to have a grant writer, they want you to have a special certification in order to do that, which makes sense to me. Like, I don't know why all government wouldn't be that way. Like, if you're going to go work for the government writing grants, it would probably be nice to know if you can actually do that or not. You know, it's not writing the grants, it's administering the grants. That makes even more that makes more sense. So it's for those that administer the grants. I don't think Dustin Clark, I don't know what makes him qualified to do this. You know, that would be interesting to know that. Yeah. That's interesting. Do you think that his grants that he's written would be public record? Surely they should be public record. Yeah, I'll work on getting copies of those to see, you know, to see how well they are written. It'd be funny we get them and they're all like really loopy girl handwriting, and we find out it's been Michelle Owen this whole time doing it. That would be funny. That would be wild. Or Morgan Warden. She does have a talent. I can't find what I was looking for. Oh well. The bottom line is, yeah, Rachel, I will reach out to a couple people that I know in the media and see if they're interested in this, because when I got these records Thursday afternoon, I was like, oh my God, there was so much going on. Kate was sick. I was like, I'm not going to go over it tonight. I'll just put it to the side. I'm not even going to look at it until this weekend. And I would slowly look through one or the other, and I'd be like, man, Dan signed off on this one. He signed off on this one from July of 2024. He signed off on it. In, the day that they created that business, December 20th, 2024. What a load of bullshit. It would be interesting to see how many he has actually applied for versus how many he's got. How funny would it be if he's making this much money and he's only applied for like one grant, or if he's applied for like 100 and only awarded one? That is interesting. Now, I do know that the City of Muncie has been awarded. Well, let me think about this. I can think that they've been awarded at least 4. I think that they've at least been awarded 4 that I can remember Dan talking about. I'm sure they've been awarded more, but it's like I know that the community development has been awarded grants, but I don't think Dustin has anything to do with that. I think that comes out of the Office of Community Development. I think they handle their own grants. Or I don't think that Dustin does anything for the community development. I could be mistaken, but yeah, that's my thinking position. I don't know, man. It's really strange. This is a weird deal, man. I don't know. I guess time will tell. So much for vetting of the mayor part. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the thing. Listen, he told us all that he was going to do these things. He was going to improve communication, improve transparency, improve accountability, slow government down, improve relationships between the city and the county, and put the best people in place. And out of that, he has not improved communication. He's made it worse. He has not improved transparency. There's no transparency. He has not improved accountability. There's no accountability. He's not slowed government down. He's not improved relationship between the city and the county. And he has put the worst people in place. So that's that. But I don't know. We have a lot more to do, and I will be looking into those other records, and we'll see what happens. I will get that other stuff. And if you guys want to see these records, I'm going to publish it on social media. They are inside of the drive, and I will post a link in the description of this episode, as well as on social media, so you guys can click and look through these same documents. So please do that. Hey, Kate, can you come up here for 1 second? Pull you up. Oh, yeah. Okay, stay right there.
Oh, goody. Now, Rachel, I reread through that. I got the handbook for the CBDG, and it doesn't say anything about rural. It says if you have a grantee, then you have to have it administered by a certified person. So I'm not sure whether the handbook is correct because it doesn't specify rural, or if I need to go off the state's website where it says for rural communities. I'm not sure which is correct. So just throwing that out there. I'm curious to see also how much he has made from all of these invoices between all of these companies and contracts that he's had. So I'm not sure what he's off doing because I was off screen looking for the okra stuff, the CBDG. So I'm sorry. Community Crossings grant, yeah. That was because they had not completed projects. Said that they were supposed to get those completed this year to be able to qualify to get it. I was looking to see if I could find the list of certified CBDG people. It's kind of a pain in the rear.
The Community Crossings grant, that's a weird thing. So the Community Crossings grant, now that's not Dustin. That's the street department supervisor / city engineer, Adam Leach. And the City of Muncie did not get a Community Crossings grant for like 2 years in a row. So the Community Crossings grant, there's a spring edition and like a fall edition. And you can either get, like, the City of Muncie's eligible for like $1 million. So you can either get $500,000 in the spring and $500,000 in the fall, or you can get, if you get $1 million in the spring, then you're not eligible in the fall. Or if you get $1 million in the fall, you couldn't have got anything in the spring. And normally what happens is the City of Muncie tries to get $1 million in the spring. And if they don't, then they try to get $1 million in the fall. Well, the City of Muncie's never not got their Community Crossings grant. Well, except for like the last 2 years, they didn't get any. That was Brian Stevens Hotop's fault, and then Adam Leach's fault. I think in this last go, the city did get Community Crossings, but that's not on Dustin's shoulders. Dustin's not even responsible for that. So in my opinion, he don't get credit. He gets no credit for the Community Crossings grant. But at the same time, he also doesn't get shit on if the city doesn't get it.
I found the list.
Yeah, so one of them is a German flag treaty, and the other is, where did you say?
It's
Wales?
It's the Welsh or
the Welsh
Scottish?
Flag. Scottish. I couldn't remember.
So that's the link for the current list of certified people in Indiana.
And Dustin's not on
it? Well, there's a Mr. Clark on here named Randy.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that's not Dustin.
No.
So, Tweety Bird, just in case we hadn't drawn the comparison, Kate also is a Nazi. So, just FYI.
I am visiting my son, and this flag he purchased at the Schloss where we lived in Sigmaringen, Germany. So that's why he has it.
As they were going up to camp out in the Eagle's Nest.
No, but they do have really good brats at the Eagle's Nest, from what John said. They have a restaurant in there now.
They were stationed in Germany for a long time.
Yes.
So
he's divorced. So, the ex left and he's like trying to redo his whole house.
Oh shit, I need curtains. Hang up the German flag.
It was go through boxes and find everything I have and stick it on the walls. So he's got those, and he's got, let's see if we can see it over here. You see those?
Yeah. Yep, I see that.
So do you know what those are?
Yeah, that's Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. He's got Game of Thrones, flags, and then he's got, I don't know, is the glare too bad?
No, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Good old government housing.
Yes, good old government housing.
What are you on base? He's on base, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives on
Yeah,
post.
I forgot to tell everybody. Kate is coming to us live from the Western Command.
Yes.
So far west, she can't get any more wester.
Could probably a little bit.
Like a couple feet.
Yeah, but not much.
She would eventually fall in the ocean.
Yeah. There should be a problem. See, I told my boss that I had to go to Washington, and he's like, oh, that's great. He's like, is it some like super secret hush stuff? And I was like, Washington State, not Washington, D.C. I'm not going there to, become part of the, Trump administration or anything like that.
The other Washington.
Yeah, the other Washington.
Stumblefoot, that's the other wall.
No.
He had to take those down. He's got kitties.
Yeah, he's got
two little girls walking around. So
yeah, probably not a good thing. This is family housing, Stumblefoot, not barracks.
Yeah, right. yeah. Ouch.
Barracks, you will probably still find those posters.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I am like hiding in on-post housing for the next 2 weeks because driving on post makes me want to kill people. And I'm definitely not leaving post to drive in Tacoma.
How do you get food?
We will be going to the commissary.
Okay.
And you will be buying everything I need for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll have a vehicle. If I have to go, I can go. I'm just
sure.
Avoid it. Number one, I'm not keen on driving. And number two, I don't want to be having to go out with a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Not real high on the list of fun things to do.
Yeah.
Granted, he did purchase some leashes for them when he brought them to our house over Christmas to take them through the airport. But,
That's hilarious.
So are you going to get us a running towable?
Yeah. You want me to do that?
Well, Rachel was asking. Is anybody else interested in the running total for what Dustin's been paid?
I mean, now this is just from all of the invoices apparently that he's turned in as a contract employee, minus what he was paid from Greenlight Resources, because they did not submit me anything from Greenlight Resources. But we already had those. So this is Dustin. This would be Dustin minus Greenlight Resources. So let's take a look at Dustin contract payment.
Do I need a calculator? Are you just going to read the numbers?
Yeah, can we do that?
Yes,
that would be great.
You and numbers don't get on very well, we know.
Yes. Minus.
Okay, we have a guess of 180.
All
right, start.
Yes, put your guesses down below, folks. All right, here we go. Let's figure it out here. Hold this up. All right.
Now I know that some of you in the comments are going to ballpark it as we're going, but we're going for exact numbers here.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so 7,470. All right, so 74,7450.
Okay.
$24,3750. $35.52 flat. $14.85. $28.45.50. $864. It's getting ready to get easy for a minute. $45.81.50. $41.85.50 again. $45.81.50 again. $45.81.50 again.
Shit.
What?
Just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
No, you're fine. $45.81.50 again.
Oh my God.
$6,000. $4,000. $4,000 again. $4,000 again. $179.10. $6,000. $6,000. $2,500. $7,500. $7,500. $2,500. $2,500 again. $7,500. $7,500. $5,000. That's it.
Okay, now remember, this does not include the green light resources. Okay. So what the cat dragged in is coming in close. This is just these without the green light resources. So
Yep.
it's $114,245.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then who was closest?
What the cat dragged in
100,000.
without
Yeah,
the green light
yeah.
resources. Do you remember what the
Green
green light
light-
resources was?
Give me a second, I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where's
we can look
Rain
at
Man
we
when you
can
need him?
what? Yeah.
Where's Rain Man when you need him?
When was the solar thing? Was that this year or last
April.
year? Of 24?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was April. I just couldn't remember if it was April 20. Yeah, because it was right after my grandma got out of the thing.
Right.
That's right. Okay, so I'll tell you right here, right now.
Oh, Stumblefoot was adding the hidden fees. That's how he came up with 180. I think 180 is going to be pretty close once we get the green light resources in there.
Let you turn Chinese there for a minute. All right.
Let's see here.
Yeah, we're close here.
Indiana Gateway.
Oh, yeah.
Employees. Back to 2020. Delaware County. City of Muncie. Muncie City, the report. We'll get a total for how much he's been paid by the city in whatever capacity it might be. Because I know everybody would love to know that. I would like to know that, but I'm kind of a jerk.
God. You know what's
Did you find the green light?
Yeah, but you know what's funny about him is he's so predictable. It's crazy. Give me a second.
Oh, of course, this is. I love our audience. It's always so fun. Not counting the kickback on the docs.
Yeah.
Don't forget the customary charges.
True. Okay. All right, you ready for green light?
I'm ready for green light. Let's do this thing.
All right. So $49.95 plus $49.95 plus $2,500, $7,500, $7,500, $2,875, $2,812.50. That's all from the city of Muncie.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that gets us out to $147,422.50.
Tell that's the total of that. All that. Tell me what that is again.
$147,422.60.
Okay. And did you get Gateway?
Okay. And now we've got Gateway. So in Gateway in 2020, Dustin Clark,
full-time employee,
made $31,754.25.
Okay.
Right? Now we come up and we change to 2021. And we
if Rachel's still watching, that proves he was working as in 2020 too, or in 2020 as well.
So 2021, he made $49,354.73. Okay. 2022. View the report. All right. In 2022, Dustin Clark was paid $51,066.30. In 2023, view the report. See here, Mr. Dustin Clark. You ready?
Yep.
$53,777.18.
24 is not up yet, are they?
Oh, yes, it is.
Wow, I'm surprised. Okay.
I know. Isn't that impressive?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Some of them are for the county. Muncie's is not.
Okay.
Some of the counties are up, but not the city of Muncie yet. So don't have 2024 yet. So we'd like the running total.
Yeah. Did you put that?
Everybody
in?
hold on to your socks.
Okay.
Okay. So it is $333,000.
333,000.
375.06. Yeah, that's this total that we're doing now is the contracts that Kristopher just got, which are from his new company and new contract, his original contract dating from 2020, Greenlight Resources, and his salary as the PCR manager. So altogether from the city of Muncie, he has collected $333,375.06 in the past 4 years.
Because of his connection, whatever it is, with Dan Ridenauer.
Correct. And that's hopefully they didn't miss any payments.
You know, and look.
And I'm not saying anybody's trying to hide anything. I'm just saying that if going through, they might have missed one.
Sure, heaven forbid they didn't pay him. Oh, no, they didn't give me what they. Yeah, right. No, you're right. Yeah. You know, and that doesn't include the $450,000 that they were paying.
Thank you, Stumblefoot.
Yes, thank you very much, Stumblefoot. Stumblefoot just became a member. We don't ever talk about that, but you guys are capable of becoming members on the channel. I don't know what it doesn't do anything for you. It just helps us out a little bit. So, thank you.
Well, Clint, this is over 4 years. What the fuck? I want that job. I'll do it for $200,000. This is over a 4-year period. So at $200,000, that's $50,000 a year. That's what he would have been making at Prairie Creek, because it's right around a $50,000 a year job, right?
Yeah. And keep in mind, he did get benefits during that time. He didn't pay into, from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and all the way up until apparently October of last year, he was getting paid benefits. He also had a take-home car from 2020 until he parked the take-home car in September.
Thank you again, Stumblefoot.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I don't know who ended up with them, but everybody make sure you tell Stumblefoot thank you for your
whoever that is
membership, whoever got them.
Yeah.
I think it randomly picks, doesn't it?
I don't know if it ran. I don't know if it randomly picks, or if you Stumblefoot, were you able to pick, or does it randomly pick, or you don't have to say if you don't want. But yeah, he had
I have no idea how much Dustin has managed to bring the city in grants.
Yeah, well, and hell, let's not forget this. Oh, I guess Karen got one. It picked itself. We're not done here yet, folks, because keep in mind Dustin also had a credit card, and I got those too. Give me 1 second. Let me find that. Find out where I've got that written down at. I knew I didn't throw these away for a reason.
Oh, do you have a running total, or you just have?
I got record request. It's not the newest, but I had it from a certain period. I'll be able to tell you in just 1 second. And his credit card, like, remember back when we went over the chief of police's credit cards and some people's, and it was like nuts. They were paying like they were spending like $20,000 a month on credit card shit. And we're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Clark was in there. Give me 1 second.
Well, I know that, but can you really say that that's what he's gotten from the city of Muncie? To be fair,
Oh,
I mean, this is money he's collected.
this
These
is
are
money.
checks written to him.
Yeah.
Credit cards, that's not money that's going to him. That's money that goes to pay off the credit card. And let's just assume that, yes, all the money he spent on the credit card was for legitimate stuff at Prairie Creek.
Okay.
So you can't really say that that's cost the city of Muncie. It would have cost the city of Muncie whether it was him or Joe Smith.
Oh, that is true. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It's not money that went to him.
So it's not like a, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That's fair. I get what you're saying there. Because I was like, wait a minute, but no, so it was items that he was purchasing or
on behalf
paying
of Prairie Creek, and the city
yeah.
paid those invoices for the credit card.
Yeah. That's
but it didn't go in his pocket.
Yeah. And I, that's right. 1, 2, 3.
Clint. I know nothing about
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. And it wasn't bad. His credit card.
Dustin has a degree in aquatic
underwater basket weaving.
Yeah.
Because he was
some kind of aquatics.
He did some sort of
PE.
He worked for like an aquarium or some shit down in Florida for some time. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But just for the city of Muncie, he did expend $46,325 in credit card use over the course of
3.5 years.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 months. Yeah, I did say that. I don't know what it was. It's some kind of like aquatic.
Do you have LinkedIn? If you have LinkedIn, he's on there, and it does list his degree. It is some kind of it's an aquatics degree of some kind, and it looks like it falls under the physical education department, if I'm not mistaken.
That's weird.
And they're no longer offering it. Do you have LinkedIn, Christopher?
I'm looking.
I got rid of mine.
I never really know how to use it properly, but yeah, I got it on here. Hold on here. Dustin Clark. Let's see here. Special Projects Director at the City of Muncie. That's how he titles himself.
Yeah, it was a major in aquatics.
Yeah,
which is in the health and physical activities.
Projects Director, City of Muncie. Indiana Department of Natural Resources for 14 years, 11 months. He's a senior store leader.
The description for the aquatics says, our aquatics major prepares you for a career in managing pools or other aquatic facilities, educational institutions, health and fitness organizations, water parks, and more.
So underwater basket weaving. So there you go. Yeah, that's the weird.
It's not phys ed. It was the health
for your health.
Yeah, the health department, cleaning them and maintaining certain pHs and, what's best for different kinds of fishies, I guess.
So weird. That's backwashing.
I heard he milked dolphins in Florida.
Yeah. I won't say what I was going to say.
But it did make more sense why Dan wants him so badly on his triathlon team, learning that he, was involved in this aquatics thing.
Yeah, he's the swimmer.
Yeah, he's part fish or something.
Yeah, that's so strange. He's
okay.
So
well, that was fun.
Yeah, well,
$333,000. I'm just.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah.
And this year's could be that amount on its own.
Well, yeah, right. He could technically pool boy. That's exactly right. He's riding hours. That makes so much sense. He was riding hours pool boy.
Jesus, I'm gonna go now because they're bad things.
Yeah, he could very well make $300,000 just this year. Now, I don't see that happening, but it could. I mean, and Tweety Bird asked if we knew how much he has been able to get the city in grants. We don't know. I'm going to request that tomorrow. I'm going to request how many grants he has applied for and the total. And I'm going to find out how many grants the city's won and the total. So we'll find that out if we can. I'm sure it'll take months and months and months to get, but I got nothing but time, it is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. Now, again, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of what I'm saying. I will put the link for this. Let me go in here and make this, set this up the right way. Type anyone with the link. Home. $377. Share. Restricted. Okay, so anyone with the link can now access this file of these 27. These are just the newest 27 invoices that I've got, and also the well, no.
The green lighter in there too?
No. No.
I have something for you. You'll love this. You want to see?
Yeah.
Look. I just know how much you love the Pence boys.
That is absolutely great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. That's funny. No, I'm glad you said that. I can. New green light resources. Yeah, I can put the green light resources in there. Let me see. Let me go back to where they were, and I can put the green light resources in there. April 2024. May, June. Yeah. Okay, so here is I'm trying to think if it'd be better. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. So I have now included.
All right. I am putting that link for the Google Drive in the comments for everyone.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, let me do this instead of doing that, because I'll make it a. Give me 1 second here, and I'll send you this one, because what I'll do is I'll make it a.
Yeah, it's really funny when I go to delete my own comments, it comes up with the option to delete comment and ban user. I wonder what would happen if I accidentally hit that. And Clint, you are welcome to come on and make any joke you want about any topic you want. We don't.
Oh no, yeah.
You come on here and blast us, blast Trump, blast Biden, blast Dustin, Dan, whoever you want to. So what was wrong with the drive thing?
What is today's date?
The 26th of January, 2025. Don't ask me hard questions, man.
All right, 26, 25. Okay, so what I did was copy. Okay, I'm going to send this to you in Messenger, and then if you can put this up. What I did is I just created a bit.ly link, so it's shorter and easier, and then I'll post this everywhere. And then this way people can
look how smart he is.
Go. And now anybody can get in there, and it's titled episode 377, Stacking Dollars, Dustin, the Political Spotlight, Google Drive.
All right. There we go. All right. Copy the link. All right. I'm getting that up for everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that was terrible.
What?
I think it just hates me. It's fine.
Oh.
I've got it. I'll do that. I'll get it.
So, yeah, if you have trouble accessing that for any reason, let me know. It should be easy. It should be very easy for you guys to get. And
can't copy the link. I have to copy the text. Yeah. There. Invoices.
Oh my God. Let me fix it.
No, I think it's more appropriate that way.
I I would like to leave it, but my ADD does not allow me. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Edit back half. Oh, I see what I did. It's because the keyboard is so far away from me. Save. So it is what it is. It's just that's the O's there. That's now corrected. Yeah.
https bit.ly/d DUSTINCLARKINVOICES 012625. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now,
instead of invoices, which was actually a really brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, you're just
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. I've got a problem. If you could put this up, it would allow people to see his the contract too. And that's from, I sent that to you too. That's from episode 353.
Okay.
Sent that to you too. So you guys would be able
and
to
that one's spelled to your liking?
Yeah, it's appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get yelled at again.
Yelled at.
For your typos.
Yes. And so the invoices for both the Greenlight resources are in there, and these most recent invoices are in there. And then the link that she put up there, the other link about the contracts, the contracts for this most recent deal for Dustin and the Greenlight resources is in there as well. And that's in 353. So both of those links, it's there. Imagine if Dan did all of this for Dustin just so he'd be on his Iron Man team. Now that would be hilarious. That would be comical, really. I almost wouldn't have a problem with that. I would be okay with that, as long as it wasn't like because that's like a dumb reason. But I would be better with that than, say, if it's, some nefarious deal. Like, I would have a bigger issue with that. So I would, I would be better with that. Greenlight resources. This deal with Dustin and all of these weird names and all of this weird shit, and the fact that he always gets all of these women, he's always got all these women like around him that he does all this stuff for, is so weird. Okay, so that's in there now too. Yeah, so cool. So you can, anybody can see any of that you want. If you go in there and get that, you can get that. You can also anyone 53. Let me make sure that's set up so anyone can see it. Anyone? Yeah, hell yeah, that's great. So you guys can see that stuff that's in there. I'll put both of those links in the episode of the show, so you guys can see that, and so you guys can access that and get that. Because I think that's important, and that's it. So, all right, we went way long. I did not think we would go this long. I don't know what we're doing. We just been here, sitting here, talking and shooting the shit. But good episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. Tomorrow, I think unless something crazy happens, we're going to go over House Bill 1186 and maybe some other dumb House bills, but we're going to look into that and stuff. Look, folks, we need to get to a point where we can really start reaching out to these state representatives. Definitely the state representatives and the state senators from our home districts. But there's nothing wrong with reaching out with others, because they're all going to be voting. And we you know, if say we reached out to ours and they're like, okay, we won't vote on it, but everybody else did, we would still lose. So it takes more than just reaching out to one or two people. And there's ways to email them. They make their emails harder than hell to find. We'll help you with that. Call them, get a hold of them, because we have to do that. And we're talking about laws for our state. So if you don't think that you should have a say in that and an input in that, something's wrong with you. We most definitely should have a say in that. And if we don't like something, we need to let them know. And if we expect them not to vote on something, we need to let them know. And if we do, and they do the wrong thing, we need to hold their asses accountable. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Hey, on your way out, if you wouldn't mind, do us a favor and click that like button, hit the subscribe, the bell, do all that shit. A big, 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 big special thank you to Stumblefoot for joining as a member and gifting those memberships to you all special people out there. So thank you all very much. We will see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m., God willing, and we'll go from there. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a great start to the work week. Hey, somebody asked earlier, and I should have said it. There is an executive meeting tomorrow. That is a meeting that people cannot attend. You cannot go to that meeting. You can go hang out in the hallway, I guess, but they will not let you in. And I don't know that people are going to be there. So the solar people shared it as an event. I don't know if they were just wanting people to know, but you cannot attend that meeting. They will not let you in. So just be aware of that. But they're going to be discussing personnel matters and economic development edit matters. And I think what they're going to be discussing is who they want or who's going to be taking Bookout's job is what I think it's going to be about. I don't know. Time will tell. So we'll try to figure out. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Have a good evening. Have a good start to your work week. And we'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on The Political Spotlight. Good night. Goodbye.